Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome back to another Coaster Spotlight Contest Edition. Today's video, we have a massive movie coaster, so stay tuned and let's check it out. Okay, welcome back everyone. We're getting right on into things with the Hunger Games Battle of Panem, created by K-Ramba, and here they say, this is the Hunger Games themed dueling coaster project in which one battles against the capital as the rebellion or vice versa. This coaster is based on the stories of the Catching Fire and Mockingjay and includes the recognizable scenes that from the books and films. May the odds be in your favor. Row 1, seat 2, 11 a.m. already set, so time sequencers will do the rest. Boom! Let's get into it. Okay, this is one hefty, heavy-duty project right here. You can see my frame counter in the top left corner. It is taking some hits. Now, the Hall of Justice. Very iconic scene right here. It looks like we have the cues here. The Capitol and the Rebellion. I think we're going to start with the Capitol because the Rebellion is intended to eventually dominate and take over. Is the third Hunger Game movie out? Because I don't remember the ending. I do know I've seen the first two for sure. I'll have to look into it because I definitely feel like I haven't closed out the series yet. So here we go. We have the Capitol, a Typhoon Barcast. Whoa, 8.8 fear with 10 lateral G-forces. For laterals, that is absolutely insane. Wow, that's the world record of the contest. Might even be world record on the channel. My goodness gracious me. Well. Let's open up these dueling coasters and give it a ride. And they asked for row 1, seat 2. Let's go. Okay, I think we're going to talk about it now before we get on the other coaster, because I have a bunch of thoughts that came to mind and I want to get them out before we ride the other coaster. And I do have my own concerns and thoughts, so I just want to talk about it. So absolutely amazing build in many, many ways. This opening scene here is phenomenal. I actually really want to go rewatch the series now, and I'm actually going to Google Hunger Games 3. So there's the Hunger Games Catching Fire, and the Hunger Games Mockingjay, but Catching Fire has a 2 on it, and Mockingjay has part 2 on it. I'm super confused. So Hunger Games was 2012, Hunger Games Catching Fire was 2013, and Hunger Games Mockingjay was 2015. So is the series over? I don't think I've seen Mockingjay. I'm definitely gonna go watch the series over again. It's been so long. Anyways, amazing scenes, absolutely incredible. Like, making this just must have taken forever. These giant billboards, I mean, flags, it's just super incredible. So hats off to you for making some absolutely incredible scenes. This might be just a duplication of the other one with different flags. I guess the rebellion wins in the end or something like that. I guess I haven't seen part 3. The dam bursting open was such an incredible scene, and you have this part where it's all rushing water and then it turns to funnels, but like you just leave at the last second before you get to glimpse of that. I feel like you should have taken your time or put some trim brakes on there or something, or had the actions go off earlier, or maybe we dip out of black earlier. I don't feel like we had enough time to appreciate the amount of effort it took to make that scene, because that must have taken a long time. The Hunger Games arena looks phenomenal. Looks exactly like the one from the movie. All the supplies in the middle, super cool. I definitely want to go rewatch the series now. And now that I think that I haven't watched the last one, hopefully I haven't, I have something to look forward to in terms of closing out the series. So pretty exciting stuff. How did I not watch the third one? Hopefully I get to watching the third one and I haven't seen it, rather than being like, oh yeah, I did see this, because there was such a long break between them that I guess I forgot about the Hunger Games. I mean, the series started in 2012, 8 years old at this point, and the last one was in 2015. So yeah, kind of odd that I would have missed that one though, because I did love the series. So where are my points of feedback, the things that I really want to talk about? I think Hunger Games is a difficult choice. We saw this from the, my memory serves me well, I want to say that we saw this in the Exploration Coaster Contest 1 created by Segs. Sorry if I'm mistaken. It's there's a lot of things to remember in this community, but I want to think that my memory is at least somewhat telling. And yeah, Segs created one in the Exploration Coaster Contest 1, and it's really difficult to do a Hunger Games because it's such an action-y movie and such a personal experience that you just cannot deliver the experience as well on a coaster. While you can build some of the scenes out and then run a coaster through them, I don't think it's as easy to do a scene-by-scene kind of it's just 3 major scenes from the movie, and there you go, and then the coaster kind of meanders through there. So it's definitely like one of those, it's a tricky one. Props to you for tackling this. Same with Segs and Exploration Coaster Contest 1. Having the passion or the inspiration or loving the movie enough to want to do it is very cool. And like I said, you did some amazing scenes here, and it's very representative of the movie. For a dueling coaster contest experience, I'm concerned that as we go to ride the next coaster, it's going to be the exact same experience. And in terms of a versing spirit of the contest, it doesn't really make sense to have the rebellion versus the capital. And what I mean by this is the capital should never enter the Hunger Games. Why was the capital in the Hunger Games? If anything, I would have made like a biodome or something. You kind of have it here, or some room, and maybe like the coaster kind of like watches the Hunger Games. I don't know. The capital should never enter the arena, from my understanding. How would you separate the two to make them distinct in their own ways, where the capital tells its own capital story from the capital perspective, and then the Katniss kind of coaster tells a story from breaking out of the Hunger Games itself, being a part of the Hunger Games, fighting back and destroying and taking down the capital. I don't think there's a telling story here for either side, and that's the problem that I'm having with this in terms of a versus contest. And in terms of a dueling aspect, I have a feeling that the creations are going to feel very similar. Maybe these big open long rooms have different fonts in them, different sides of the story being told. That could be a thing, but is that enough? So I guess my biggest concern is maybe an Exploration Coaster Contest 2 would have been the better place to do this, so we're not having the same experience twice. But with all that aside, it's still a phenomenal creation, and there's some amazing scenes here. I mean, your part count must be just through the roof if we're getting 11 FPS. So a monumental creation nonetheless. But those are my thoughts, my concerns, and things like that. Are those topics that I brought up going to hold this creation back from winning in the top 3 of the master bracket, or do you guys disagree and think that the artistic polish gone into this, there's the Mockingjay, is absolutely phenomenal and enough to take this into the top 3? At the end of the day, it is up to you guys, but I am just voicing my opinions and thoughts on the matter. Still love the creation as it is, and it's a ton of fun. So let's get on to it. District 13, love the textures in the back here, really gritty. The Rebellion, where's the coaster? I had it in pause. Oh, it's just a little late. Okay, yep, we're getting on the Rebellion. Let's go. Okay. So I was actually looking at the Wikipedia. There's actually Hunger Games 2012, Hunger Games Catching Fire 2013, Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 2014, and Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2 2015. So there's 4 of them. And I'm really curious to know if I've seen them all. Huh. Anyways, back to the coaster. I might have to go rewatch the series. It's been a long time to have it fresh and new in my memory anyways. I said back to the coaster. The second one was pretty much the same as the first, and I'm honest, I kind of zoned out and started looking at the Wikipedia. Yeah, that is the downside to having this as a dueling contest. And in some cases, well, they were dueling. It was just kind of a race. They were kind of meandering back and forth between the two of them, doing the exact same thing. I don't think having them as separate coasters had any benefit whatsoever. Yeah, there's that big downside. I think when you're gonna do these contests, that's something you have to really consider in terms of the spirit of the contest and the element that is the contest. Like, this could have probably been a really good exploration coaster contest, and that would have been the time to choose to do this project. You know, every single one of our contests, we try to put like a coaster element into things. What can you do with the coaster? What are like the parameters of the coaster we're giving you? And with the dueling coaster contest specifically, I figured, hey, this is a great way to see how people can make two coasters interact with each other. And it's been very surprising to me to see a lot of the creations so far take an exploration coaster experience perspective. Like, we're just gonna make 2 exploration coasters in this contest, as well as a lot of storytelling coasters. Not that I have a problem with that, I just think it's surprising. I think this is like a good opportunity for everyone to make a smaller coaster, even 2, 3, or 4 coasters, and see how well they can get them to interact with one another. So it is super surprising when you see somebody go, hey, I'm making 2 exploration storytelling coasters when we have created platforms such as the storytelling coaster contest, the exploration coaster contest. We've had platforms for you to have those opportunities to create those types of things. This was an opportunity to do something different. So it is a little bit confusing, but I do understand at the time K-Ramba was a different builder. He was at a different time in his life. This is when he decided to do the Hunger Games now, and he used this opportunity to do this. I just don't think it was the right timing, personally. I think it would have been better saved for another contest, or would have been better for the storytelling or exploration coaster contests, because I do think it stands a chance of being a top 3 in those settings. But as a dueling coaster contest, something versus something, I think it misses it. It misses those elements. Nonetheless, still a great creation, and it's a fun experience. I think put in its proper setting, a storytelling coaster, exploration contest, one of those, I think it could have had a better chance of winning than it does in this particular contest. That's my personal thoughts here. So it's interesting. We're gonna have more coaster contests, obviously. So if you have something in mind, you're always, you don't know what the next contest is gonna be. Maybe he wouldn't have had the opportunity to do this. We might not have an exploration coaster 3 contest, and we might not have a storytelling coaster 2 contest. So he got it out of his system while he still had an opportunity to do so, and it did work here. I think it just could have been a little bit better in terms of distinguishing the capital from the rebellion. That's my thoughts on it. What did you guys think? Leave your comments down below, and that's gonna do it for me in today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next submission. Bye now.